Okay, so can you explain to me why it would be that an extended primary season would cost more than a single day primary, given the candidates would have to stockpile huge amounts of money in the initial for one big, all of a sudden burst of expenditure, whereas over the long term they're able to spread those costs out? Why would it be favor the wealthy to have cost more spread out? That would seem to favor the less wealthy.
Well, I would like to read my quote again. Lesser known candidates without extensive campaign operations would not have an opportunity to reach out voters in retail style fashion and build support.
Okay, so they wouldn't have an opportunity to reach out to voters? I mean, couldn't they go to a coffee shop like this and just say, "Hey, everybody, my name's Eric. I'm running for president"?
But not an extensive way,
Well, how extensive does it have to be legitimate?
nationally.
Well, what if I go to all the coffee shops?
You can't just focus on a certain population of coffee drinkers because there are voters that are not coffee drinkers.
What if I also go to farmers markets?
Well, here's the thing: it will cost too much, and you're wasting too much of your time.
Oh.
And that basically proves my point, because it shows that people are more focused on going places than actually making their own points.
Okay, so look,
thank
this
you
whole
for proving my
this
point.
whole wealth thing's obviously a wash thing between us. Both primary systems are going to produce the same amount of outcome for the wealthy candidate or the not wealthy candidate. So let's now focus on this legality point. The main impact then is going to be legality. So why should we assume this illegality is going to cause a big problem when the federal government does all sorts of stuff that are enumerated right now?
Because this is like a really major thing, and it breaks the Constitution,
So
and
why-
Congress doesn't have a right.
Why is the FDA less of a major thing? Because Congress doesn't have the right to make the FDA either.
Okay, so what we're saying is that because it breaks the Constitution, and when it breaks the Constitution, it's actually really.
But that breaks the Constitution too. The FDA does. Why is that not a bad thing?
Well, it's because this is more of an impact on
Brandon, you need to say that. Yeah, that's terrible too. You're getting violence perpetrated against you every day by the federal government in that fashion as well. It's not okay. The fact that you're normalized and inoculated to it, the fact that you're so used to getting whipped every day that you don't even realize it's hurting, is your problem, not mine.
Okay.
All right? Yeah, it is terrible. Yeah, the impacts are massive. Yeah, people are getting screwed every day. That's your answer to those things, okay? And your ignorance about it doesn't change the fact that it's a big impact. That's your answer to it, okay? All right, how much time's left on this cross?
Like 30 seconds.
Okay, let me ask you about this thing. I don't understand your response to my propaganda thing. You said it's reliant upon my first contention about the third parties, but my whole point is that more propaganda by any second party candidate is bad. So that means Republican or Democrat. How does your response respond to that?
Well, what we're saying is that you stated in your contention plea that an one day primary actually solves it by promoting libertarians, that you say in contention one.
All right, good. But a better, quicker answer to that, Brandon, would have just been like, because you keep saying that only libertarians have the right answer. So if that's the case, then obviously you have to prove that before you have any impacts from it. Idiot. You tell me that. Okay? No, don't actually say that. Don't actually say that.
Can you clap?
Yo, you want prep?
I don't think so. I just need a like.
Okay.
No, I need to quickly tell you something. He never refuted this point. He never refuted that point.
Alright, rock and roll because my phone's about out of battery. Maybe got one more speech left in. If we get to the end of the round, it would be a miracle.
Okay. So time starts now. Okay, first judge, I would like to vote down my vote and my contention one first.
Louder at the camera.
Their rebuttal to my contention one was about how being illegal, the federal government being illegal is not too bad, which means they're agreeing that, well, the federal government making this one-day national primary is illegal. And I would like to point out that our criterion, and they even agreed to this, is promoting the democratic process, not benefiting the U.S. in general.
Evan, you gotta read one of those legal proofs right now as an extension. Stop time. This is what you explain why. In that legal proof stuff is badass prefer our framework arguments that say, here's why you should always prefer the legal framework. Read those. That's how you win this round. I got this thing shored up to death. Alright?
So, oh god.
It's towards the bottom. It's like towards the end of it.
Wait, I
It's
thought
like,
I saw it earlier.
it's like near page 6 or something like that.
Scroll up. Oh,
6, 7, 5.
oh wait, scroll.
It might be like called proof 2 or something like that. I don't know.
Try scroll down. I feel like it's down.
Oh, proof 2, I'm pretty sure.
Just look up words. Is there like a word looking up?
Google, push Control F and write the word legality.
Oh, I have the article. So.
Where is it?
Oh, is it this one?
Yeah, it's right there. It's this one. Prefer our framework. Alright, knock it out the park. Let's go.
So I'll just restart the whole thing. Okay, so Judge, first I would like to go down my contention 1. So their rebuttal to my contention 1 was that being illegal is not too bad. And so basically they're agreeing that a one-day national primary, the federal government making that is illegal. And now I would like to point out that the criterion for us is promoting the democratic process, not benefiting the U.S. in general. So now I would like to read VARC 2015. It basically states, thus we have presented 2 distinct logical proofs that prove the falsehood of the resolution. Our opponents, on the other hand, are attempting to demonstrate that the resolution is false through a preponderance of the evidence.
True.
Now, if we go on their framework, the round is going to be washed at best for them. Hopefully we're going to turn all their points and win the round on their framework as well. But even if we don't win the round on their framework, what I'm telling you is the handbook for direct debate, which gives judges instructions, indicates how you should evaluate the
That's not
round.
the legality for you. Do the next one. Sorry. Legality wins the round. Just read it. Don't worry about the time. Just read that.
So it's right here.
Go down a little bit more. This legality wins the round. Go down a little bit more.
I don't think.
There.
Okay, so all they have to do to win legality is to successfully rebut each one of our warrants. Now be careful, Judge. That does not mean a general card saying it's legal according to this group or that group. We need a response that addresses specifically the proof we provide for illegality. We've provided only one warrant thus far for illegality, combatant status. We will extend legality in rebuttal and provide at least one other distinct proof of legality. Depending on how they address our combatant warrants, their answer may unlock an additional distinct warrant that establishes the certainty of illegality. They must specifically counter each of these warrants to show the program legal. If they cannot, our proofs kicks in and we win. If they can, our proofs go out the window, and we can only win on offense gained by turning their contentions, which we will do, by the way.
Okay, that's not the one I wanted you to read, but you get the gist of it. The one I actually wanted you to read was... The law is society's framework for determining utilitarian matters. It accounts for circumstances in which illegal acts are justified and makes such acts legal. And it provides us an algorithm to determine what justification is. We should use this mechanism to determine if a primary should meet the standard of justification because the law represents the consensus of humanity on how normative standards ought to be determined for illegal acts, and we have established illegality. Okay? So that's the one I want you to read most of all for that, okay? Preferring legality. Okay, this is about to die. This is about to die.